Hey there, you cool cats and kittens, and welcome to Cooking with C. Psych, I ain't a killer. So by popular demand, here's the chocolate chip cookie recipe that you guys wanted to see. So I'm just gonna go over some of the ingredients that we have. We'll start with 1 large egg, a cup of milk chocolate chips, but you can use semi-sweet or dark chocolate, half cup of white sugar and half cup of dark brown sugar, 1 cup with 1/4 cup added of all-purpose flour. In here we have 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, a half teaspoon of salt, and a half teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and then 1 stick of butter, which is a half cup or 8 tablespoons of butter. So some of the tools that you'll need to make this is a large mixing bowl, a spatula to mix everything together, but you can use a handheld mixer or a stand mixer, a fork, a cookie scoop. This is about 1 or 2 tablespoons, I think, but you can also use spoons, and I'll tell you about that more later. And then a cookie tray lined with either parchment paper or a silicone mat. I always like using my Hello Kitty silicone mat just because all the little Hello Kitty heads are the perfect spot to put the cookie on. So the first thing you're going to want to do is add your baking soda, salt, and cornstarch mixture into your flour. Just sprinkle that in. And then using your fork, you just want to give that a nice mix until it's all incorporated. Second step is you're going to take your stick of butter and put it in your mixing bowl, and then add both of your sugars. And using your spatula, you're going to want to cream them together. Like I said before, you could use a handheld mixer or a stand mixer, but I like using the spatula just so I could get a little workout. So you just want to keep mixing until you get a nice creamy texture and everything's mixed in together well. So I'll be back when that's all done. So once your butter and sugar are creamed together, you're going to see a nice creamy texture like this. And then at that point, you're going to add in your large egg and then get that nice and mixed together. And then once that egg is well incorporated, you're going to add in your teaspoon of vanilla. So now that all those ingredients are mixed together, you're going to want to add in your flour mixture. And I suggest doing it a little at a time, just so it's easier to blend together. Make sure you're scraping the sides of your bowl just to make sure you have everything getting well mixed. And if your arm is hurting at this point, that means you're doing a good job. All right. So once your mixture gets like this, that's when you're going to want to put in your chocolate chips. And you're just going to want to fold those in. fold it in well to make sure each cookie has a good amount of chocolate chips. All right, so when you're all set, it should look something like this. Ooh. So now that your cookie dough is all set, you're gonna wanna make sure that your oven is preheated to 325 degrees. And then you're gonna take your cookie scoop and scoop out round little cookie balls and put them on the tray. You're gonna wanna make sure that they're about 2 inches or so apart, just so that they don't stick together. Or else you'll get one large cookie, but ain't nothing wrong with that. And if you don't have a cookie scoop, you could use 2 spoons, and you're gonna wanna form a little cookie ball in your hand, just so they hold a shape while they're baking. And then when you're all done, it should look like this. Oop, this one's trying to escape. There you go. And as you can see, I still have some cookie dough in my bowl, and this is 12 cookies right here, so it does give you about 15, maybe a little more cookies depending on how large you make them, but you get a good amount. So once my oven is set to 325, I'm gonna put this in there, and then you're gonna wanna leave it in for about 15 to 18 minutes, or until you see the edges are golden brown. So I'll be back when that's all set. Whee! Okay guys, so at about the 15-minute mark, I took out my cookies. I saw that they had their nice golden brown edges, so they were all ready. So then I let them cool in that pan or that tray for about 2 minutes, and then transferred them to this cooling rack, where you can let them sit for about 5 to 10 minutes. As you can see here, I had 2 little sisters that didn't want to come apart. So I just gently move them apart, and they'll survive. They'll be in my belly later. So here we are, my finished chocolate chip cookies. They look so yummy. I want to eat them all, but I'm controlling myself. But quarantine is making a sister go crazy. But not really at the same time, because I'm a homebody, making videos just for you. So I hope you make them and enjoy. 1 cup of sweet chocolate chips, but no. So the first thing you're gonna wanna do is add your baking soda, salt, and cornstarch mixture. So the first thing you're gonna want to do is add your baking soda, salt, and cornstarch mixture in. So no,